It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Detroit Lions coming up next.
The NFL has returned to Frankfurt, Germany, and a venue that's hosted football for a full century beginning back in 1925, the Waldstadion Deutsche Bank Park. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And we're off and running from Frankfurt. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
True story. First time I saw Justin Herbert at a Pac-12 Media Days, I thought, that can't be Justin Herbert. That guy looks like a defensive lineman. He is massive. But then you watch him play and you realize he's one of those 6'5", 6'6" guys that's the athlete of a 6'2". The way that he moves so effortlessly, the way that rocket arm can throw the ball all over the field. Been hyper productive statistically, kind of like that Fouts guy that wore the lightning bolt before him. On any given Sunday, this guy can put on a show.
And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Herbert from the gun. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So it's going to be 4th and short.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
Running it with David Montgomery. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 19. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this third down is unsuccessful. Goff setting to throw. Into the hands of Gibbs. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you could run a screen as they just showed on any play. First, second, third down, sometimes even fourth. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. We've got a stoppage now. There was a player shaken up on that return, so we'll take a brief break as they tend to him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Herbert now off the play fake. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And now it's 2nd down.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
On 2nd down, here's Dobbins. And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Herbert. On target to Dobbins. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. It's fielded at the 14. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt goes 63 yards. And the Lions will go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Off play action, Goff. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Montgomery now up the middle. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Making the tackle there, Joey Bosa. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap here to go. Pass is caught. That's Tim Patrick. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Handoff running right, Montgomery. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Staying on the ground with Montgomery. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Lions readying for the punt. Darius Davis returning for the Chargers. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Herbert. He's got Quentin Johnson complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First and 10, here's Herbert. Hits him on the in route. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Herbert on 1st down. Buys time. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. Johnston brings it in. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Got to figure out this 3rd down here. Herbert back to throw. This ball's cut by Palmer. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. On the play fake, it's Herbert. It is caught left side. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Now Herbert to throw. This one's caught. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
To throw, Herbert. He's got it. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing now, Herbert. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Khalif Raymond to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. It gives to Montgomery to start the drive. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Christian Fulton the one to bring him down. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
They go play action with Goff. He finds Laporta. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the gun, Goff. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop him either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions tie this game 7-7. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Darius Davis to return it. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Charger offense making its way to the field. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They've got 1st down from the 31. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just fling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Herbert here, 3rd and long. Able to hit Palmer, complete. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
J.K. Scott on the punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. Fair catch called for and made just outside the 20. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. A quick slant, here's Laporta. And he's going to be marked down 5 yards short of that first.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 27. Gets this to Montgomery. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On 1st down, they'll run with Montgomery. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap here to Goff. He sends this one to the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Sending the tight end in motion left. Goff on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. 1st down throw from Goff. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, it's so common that we talk about quarterbacks flushing a negative play, but defenses have to do the same thing as well. When you give up a big play, you got to regroup, you got to calm yourself, and you got to know it's all about the next play. And delivering a sack like that certainly helps.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Motioning the tight end left. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing from the gun. This is complete to Patrick. And they get this down to the 28. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Back with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. It's 45 yards he'll try to connect from. Bates' kick is up and good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. Caught at the 20-yard line. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
They'll say hello to the red zone after that big play, huh? As they get set for 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Herbert from the gun. Hauled in by Dobbins. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Shotgun handoff for Dobbins. Takes it in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a 2nd quarter lead. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Dicker on now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Craig Reynolds to return it. And look at this return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The offense headed out now for Detroit. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. This is Montgomery running right. And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 42. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. A give up the gut to Montgomery. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Motioning the tight end now. Here's 2nd and 7. Connects on one to Jamison Williams. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st down, it's Goff. Gets this one to Patrick. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
2nd and 3 now. Throwing is gone. Finds the in route complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Off play action, Goff. That's complete to St. Brown outright. And he couldn't quite get the edge. He goes out of bounds and maybe gets back to the line.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot, 2nd down coming up.
They go play action with Goff. Has the connection to right. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Has it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. On the handoff, this is Montgomery. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, Goff. He couldn't hang on, Brock. It looked like a touchdown, but it slips right through his hands, and now it's 4th down.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Bates' kick is up and good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Things trim back down to a single-point Brock as they send this off and away. On the return, here comes Davis. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Chargers are getting the ball back as J.K. Dobbins runs out there. And he sure has proven to be a handful for him, grabbing their attention as a runner, but actually doing a good bit of damage as part of the team's passing game, too. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Motioning left is Johnston. Here's Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Trying an option here, play to the left. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field, nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
2nd down now, 7 to go. To the air this time, Herbert. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there, and it brings up an LA 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Herbert back to throw. It is caught left side. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Dobbins gets it off the option, and he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. He has the 1st over the middle, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. A give to Dobbins out of the shotgun. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain, tackled by Jack Campbell.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Herbert with a blitz coming. Completed here to Johnston. And he's able to get this down to the 13. That's good for 7 yards. And the Chargers will have a first.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Motioning one of the tight ends. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. And they will score. Touchdown, LA! The Chargers grow the lead to 7. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers grow their lead to 8. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Here's Raymond on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. They're working a couple of yards past the line. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They motion the tight end over. 2nd and 8. That's completed right side. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. Goff on 1st and 10. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing again, it's Goff. It's taken in by Williams. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Has it in close. Touchdown, Detroit. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Bates now for the point after. And he hits the extra points. A little surprised they wouldn't go for two in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Herbert. Completed over the middle. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackled by Jack Campbell.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second and 4. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. We're at the 2-minute warning of a high-scoring game so far. My goodness. The Chargers leading near the break. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10, Herbert. He's on the move. He's running with it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
2nd and 3 now. From the 47. Able to hit Palmer, complete. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a pickup of 11. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Got a man, Palmer has it. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackled by Jack Campbell. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Herbert throwing again. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. They snap it to Herbert. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. LA uses a timeout here. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Herbert to throw once more. That throw finds Johnston. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Chargers will have a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
First down from the red zone. This throw is cut. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Offense letting the clock reach 3 seconds as they take the timeouts, and they can try a field goal now before halftime. The Chargers sending out Dicker the kicker to add 3 to the board. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Brown's kick is up and good. And that'll push their lead to 4. We have reached halftime. Already a full game's worth of excitement in just 2 quarters. Now it's time we checked in around the league. Here's Jonathan Coachman with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to a fine first half from running back J.K. Dobbins. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Reynolds with a return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process.
Well, that's exactly the way you want to come out of the locker room to begin the second half. And really, Kate, this third phase of the game, the special teams, you just see the boost and the energy they can give to their team when they deliver a nice return to start this second half.
They've got first down from the 31. First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. From the gun, Goff. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. So they're left facing third and long.
You know, that's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Goff on third. This is complete to Gibbs. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
They're out now, ready to punt it. Jack Fox will kick it away. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. On the play fake, it's Herbert. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And he'll get it up to the 44. They got 24 yards on the play. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. They'll run on 1st down with Dobbins. This is ahead for about 5. Aiden Hutchinson, energetic as always after making the stick. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here's 2nd and 5. Looking right, and he finds him. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. That was a Fatu Melifonwu there to make the play.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Complete beyond the marker. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Escapes the... And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. It just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Herbert from the gun. On the move, headed right. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
The Chargers lined up in punt formation. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. The Lions are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running this with Montgomery. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Off play action, Goff. He throws a bullet deep to their... That's complete inside the 35. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Goff on 1st and 10. Gets this one to Patrick. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
From the 16. The throw is caught. And in for the Detroit touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions push their lead to 3. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The visitors and Joshua Palmer set to go to work again. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Chargers will have a first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
From just shy of midfield on second down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So now they're going to have to figure out this third down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Putting the tight end in motion. On third down, Herbert. He has the first over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Herbert on first down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now Herbert again. Completed here to Johnston. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. They'll send their tight end right. It's Herbert once more. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. That play good for 17 and a first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it again. And this is going to be an LA touchdown. The Chargers take a third-quarter lead. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Here's Raymond on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Lions and wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown getting set for their next drive. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Williams coming in motion right. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go play action with Goff. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the intended receiver. And that makes it 3rd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap here to Goff. This is complete to Patrick. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Throw complete to Williams. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Throwing again, it's Goff. Short pass brought in. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 28. Patrick with the catch. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. Tight end going in motion here. Working inside the red zone. Connects with Montgomery. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Out of the shotgun, Goff. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Play action on 1st down. The back's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. From the gun, Goff. And he makes the catch on the sideline. Oh, but they call it out of bounds. This close to 6.
Gosh, I love how the receiver creates space from the defender. And even more so, the concentration to make the catch. What he didn't have was enough real estate to get his feet in and make an exciting completion.
Montgomery. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. This from just 23 yards away. Bates' kick is up and good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Listen, all he could do is make the kicks he's called out there to make. They need extra points from him, but for now, he's able to handle his 3rd field goal of the game and just inch them a little bit closer.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. On the return, here comes Davis. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Chargers offense getting set to take over. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. First and 10 now from the 30. Herbert from the gun. Stays in. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on second down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
All right, here we go. Second down. Another try following the sack. He completes it in traffic. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Alex Anzalone there on the stop.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Herbert here, third and long. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punting unit out now. And he's going to do the honors for the fourth time today. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. They're out and set, first and 10. Goff back to throw. He finds Laporta. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Sent to the ground by Khalil Mack.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing is gone. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
On first down, it's Goff. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Goff trying again on 2nd and 10. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Goff on third. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB, you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on third down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
So out now comes the punter. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60+. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. That excitement brings us to the end of the quarter. They'll have a shiny new set of downs to play with to start the fourth. It's Chargers football as they try to hang on to a lead in a close game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now, Herbert. Got a man, Palmer has it. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
On 2nd down, here's Dobbins. He loses the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Lions getting ready to return to the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. 3rd down run by Dobbins. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Again, they'll run with Dobbins. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Now Herbert to throw. That's a catch for Hayden Hurst. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Going for the first with Dobbins. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Herbert. Complete out to the right side. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
Second down now, 7 to go. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Here we go, third and less than a yard. A give to Dobbins. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 2 yards on the pickup. And it brings up an LA first down.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, the fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that. A guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
On the play fake, it's Herbert. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to keep it this time. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
On third down, Herbert. They did it! He made the interception! Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions have some new life in the fourth. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Goff to the air now. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he's going to step out a yard or two short of the 30. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the first. Here's Goff. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up 1st and 10 from the 40. Montgomery now up the middle. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Shotgun snap here to Goff. St. Brown's got it. Complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, Goff. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Got all of it, and this is good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You know, one thing I noticed, Kate, coaching youth football, everybody wants their kid to play quarterback. That is, until they get knocked to the mat. And that's now 5 sacks in this game, let alone the number of times the quarterback's been flushed as well. Not everybody is built to play quarterback.
A 5th defensive back into the game for the Lions. 3rd down coming. Putting a receiver in motion. Here he is on 3rd and long. McConkey's got it on the sideline. That one goes for 25 yards. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things. Separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Escapes his grasp. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, and they've had a heyday in the backfield.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They send the tight end in motion. Trying again, following the sack. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get 1 step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Third and long for him here. Rolling left, buying some time. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So 3rd and 16, no problem for him as they get the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They run the counter with Dobbins. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Second and 10 now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
Herbert here, 3rd and long. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
On now comes their punter. And he's been getting all of it every time out. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. The Lions offense returning to the field. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Tight end in motion left. It gives to Montgomery to start the drive. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You can keep your job in the NFL as a D tackle if you eat up space. You really can. But you make that bag when you could defeat blocks, penetrate, and create runs for losses as a defensive tackle.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Hand off to Gibbs from the gun. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. They get those 2 yards back, but now it leaves them with 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. From the gun, Goff. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Trying getting it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
one's caught along the left sideline. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility, get outside the pocket, and find that open man.
This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. They bring their tight end left. First down throw from Goff. St. Brown there to bring it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. And someone has officially flown higher than the Dutchman, Brock. That completion pushes him past Norm Van Brocklin for the most passing yards in a game in NFL history. The mark of 554 yards has stood resolute since back in 1951, and 7 decades later, someone has finally topped it. Offense set for a 1st and 10. They give up the gut to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. It's Montgomery on the counter. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. LA uses a timeout here. It's 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. He'll throw it. He fires one deep down the middle. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down. Lucky that didn't end as an interception. And now they're up against it here on 4th down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And now their lead will push out beyond the field goal.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. He'll look to throw it. That's complete to Dobbins. And he's brought down after a short gain.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away. Walking the tightrope there, but he makes the grab in bounds.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them can throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
Throwing now. Hauled in left side. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it brings up an LA first down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open. It beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Back to throw. This ball's caught by Palmer. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Now the offense going to take its third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Looking to throw it. Finds McConkey. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And the Chargers will have a first.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Setting up to pass. This is for the ball game. Deflected. Oh, but they couldn't bring it in off the tip drill, though. They had the chance they wanted, Brock, but no, that's how this one's going to end. So it's one for the win column for the Lions. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say goodbye from Germany.